Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, Oshkosh Committee on Aging meeting. Bobby, would you call the roll, please?
Cheryl Hentz is excused. Heidi Bassford Kirkhoff.
Here.
Julie Kiefer. Julie Davids.
Here.
Bryn Seaman.
Here.
Lindsay Temple.
Here.
Julie Maslowski.
Here.
Judy Ritchie.
Here.
Mike Ford. Jean Wallerman.
Here.
Okay. Next, we'll have the approval of the minutes of the July meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, I will take a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
And moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Citizen statements. We have a guest here who will be one of our future speakers. And Bree, would you like to introduce yourself and just a little bit of the tickler to what you're going to present in the future?
Sure. My name is Bree Gooderl. I am the Executive Director of Emerald Area Community Center. Just the collaboration between Winnebago County and our facility is major. So I would like to be able to present the activities and services that OACC can provide, as well as our other community representatives that kind of work with Winnebago County.
And you were out of town.
Yes.
But there has been some wonderful engagement of people from Oshkosh, people from all over the county, and within the city with the recent storm. And can you just a little
Touch base?
tidbit?
All right. So, yeah, there's a couple things that I wanted to point on. There's a huge yard. The citizen is an elder of the community, and it's just like everybody showed up to help, and there was people that they didn't even know, probably about 25 people, just out of a whim, when they had their own yards to take care of and things. Another one, a gentleman built a pole shed the Friday before. He had it finished, and by Wednesday it was leveled. He didn't even get machinery in it, so a lot of people saw that, and they're willing to help rebuild, as well as businesses donating to help get it rebuilt. And then our city workers, they've been working a lot of hours, and the residents are even helping our city workers by moving the debris to the landfill, the compost landfill. And then we also had a local tree company come in, and they've been doing stump grinding and removal and cleaning up at no cost. But they're more geared on the senior citizens first, and then they're going to be helping others.
And this is one of the examples of the small towns, those of us that come from some of those areas, how they pull together. And it really sets a good example, I think, for what we're working on with the age-friendly community projects. And so there's a lot of lessons that we in the city of Oshkosh and Winnebago County as a whole can learn from the experiences of you from a smaller community, smaller senior center, and everything. So we're really happy to have you come for now, and then to have you come back and do things in more detail.
Perfect.
Thank you again. Did anybody have any questions for her? I mean, we're going to keep it really quick. She's welcome to stay the entire meeting.
Oh, it's up to you guys.
No, that's fine. So, okay. Are there any other, did you have any comments or anything that you received?
None.
Okay, so no citizen statements, no public comment. Agenda items. Our presenter for today, John Neiman, has canceled. And so we're going to move right on to the rest of our business. It's going to be a short morning, short meeting. And we're going to start under old business. And Bryn and Jean, updates on age-friendly community?
We are going to meet again. So our last meeting, I think we were just a little bit stifled. We're trying to be in the moment of creativity and trying to use all of the information that we gathered through the surveys in a purposeful way. but it's a lot of information to digest. So just some quick history for those who may not be aware, the age-friendly work that we're doing is a small work group. We're volunteering our time together, and we are trying to identify ways to improve the community based on our recent AARP survey that was done. There was over 340, I can't remember the exact number, of completed surveys. And with that information, I actually used it in two ways, not only for the age-friendly plan that we have to craft as a work group and then share back with AARP and meet benchmarks of achievement, but I also use some of those responses in what's called an age-friendly plan. So each county receives Older Americans Older Americans Act funding for adult programming. And we every 3 years have to redo the plan and make sure that it's still meeting the needs of the community. So I use that information for the aging plan as well, as a county that is due. So some of the goals in the aging plan that may or may not make its way over to the age-friendly plan are reducing isolation, addressing food insecurity, opportunities to have inclusivity and diversity a part of our programming. Specifically within our nutrition program, we have good partnerships with ADVCAP to help make that happen. And our Wellness Plus initiatives, trying to make sure that there's an opportunity for folks to be aware of some preventative evidence-based health promotions class. So after we meet, and I think, is it this week even or next week? We will be able to, I think, have a little bit more of a guided focus and updates. Note, this afternoon is a public hearing on the aging plan. And our next meeting on age-friendly is not this week. Sorry. We rescheduled it, but it is in the month of August. Would it be okay if I share some of my news as far as my position, or is that something we'll save for other business?
Let's put it under other business.
You got it.
Okay. Jean, did you have anything to add to that?
No?
Okay. All right, then moving on, will be under new business, discussion of adding ad hoc members as has been suggested by the mayor. And Heidi was on the call or the meeting with the boards and commissions. And what was your take on what you were hearing?
It was a lot to process, because there were a lot of people that came from different aspects of the community, of the different boards, and it was very interesting to take everything all in and see how it all works together. I think it's a great diverse group of individuals, and it's like I said, it's going to take me probably a few meetings to catch up to really comprehend on how all those pieces fit together. But it was a good meeting, and there's a lot of great people out here that spend a lot of time volunteering to serve the citizens of the city.
And, okay, and what I'm leading up to on this is some of the boards and commissions are at full capacity and have people that are interested in participating, and we've had that in the past. And others are really in need of more members. But in various conversations with the mayor, one of the things that she suggested, and she's talked to me on more than one occasion and then brought it up again with this meeting, is having ad hoc members. We've got our work groups based on our strategic plan, but we've got a lot of great people in the community don't want to commit the amount of time that they feel that it would take to be a good representative on a board or a commission. And sometimes they've got a lot more knowledge to add to what we're working on in our work groups than what each of us can save us a ton of time and get to the point sooner. So one of the mayor's suggestions was that we consider adding ad hoc members. It would open it up to the individuals that are not appointed by the mayor, may not necessarily live in the city, but have something to offer to the committee. And like last month, when we had Sandy Tolland here from the library, She had lots of information for senior-friendly community. She has lots of information on a ton of other subjects. And in the estimation of several of us would be that she would be a great ad hoc member. You've got people at the ADRC, you've got people at the university. I mean, everybody has got somebody in their life, either personal or work life. And so is that something that this committee would be interested in pursuing? Any comments?
How many did she suggest?
She didn't give a number. I'm not looking at having dozens. A manageable number, which can be 2 or 3, or it could be half a dozen.
But, so they wouldn't be required to be at every meeting?
Correct.
Right.
They maybe wouldn't even have to attend a meeting.
Okay.
I mean, one of our meetings.
Okay.
But it would be providing information and support to the committee. Julie, you're sitting there, you're,
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
okay.
Yeah, I don't see a downside. It's not, I think if they're probably subject matter experts in their own area and be able to bring that information to us, I think would be helpful.
Okay. Lindsay?
Agree with that?
Julie?
I agree with that.
Heidi?
As do I.
Okay. Jean, do we need a motion on that, or can we just pursue that?
I would think that you would need a motion.
Okay.
If accepted that.
Okay.
I can make a motion that we would accept 2 to 4 ad hoc members, or maybe we don't need to put a limit on it.
You want a limit on it?
No, I don't, maybe we don't need a limit. We
Okay.
could accept ad hoc members.
Okay.
With that.
Okay. And do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to add ad hoc members as appropriate, I would say. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. So start thinking and we'll start putting together lists. Okay, Senior Expo, and our October 5th meeting. There was supposed to have been a Senior Expo meeting the other day, got rescheduled to the end of this week. But what comes up with the Senior Expo, and we'll get into a little more detail on the event itself, but it's the same day as our meeting, and a number of our members are also involved over at the Expo. So we struggle a bit on a quorum. And I know Heidi has a meeting out of town.
I do, unfortunately.
So, given that particular information, do we want to cancel our meeting? Do we want to keep just a short meeting and hope we have a quorum? What's kind of the feeling or observations of everybody?
October 5th. I will also be gone at, in Milwaukee for an event.
Billy, I know you're gone.
Yeah, I'll be at the expo setting up.
Mhm.
I think we should be at the expo. I think that would be a much better service to the community, to be somewhere where people could access us.
Okay. And in the past, 2-3 years of the event, the Committee on Aging has had a booth there too. So, we would still be performing our duty. And while a lot of people will stop, it's kind of strange in a way and also a bit heartwarming. People will come and talk to, like it was Ron and me mostly, but Sandy Kleckel was there. People will come up and talk to us and ask questions rather than going to your booth or somebody else's booth, because they figure we can't sell them anything. And they're a little bit cautious. But we will literally or figuratively, take them by the hand and bring them to the other booths that have the specific information that they're looking for, that can explain in greater detail than we can. So we seem to be almost like an ADRC.
Connector, a
Yeah.
friendly face.
Yeah. So it's, in my estimation, it's a good move. Now, you've been working with Jean a bit more, so what have you got to report on anything so far?
She was busy with EAA this week, which is why we weren't able to meet last Friday. And she has loosely been involved with our age-friendly work. She participated in the last few meetings. So as far as updates that I can anticipate for September Senior Expo is that the EDRC will also have a booth. That's usually a very generous offer that she gives to us so that we can also share information. I think right now that's the only updates I have. I don't even know the number of vendors. So we'll learn more on Friday.
We'll make sure we share that information. And
Yes.
Bryn and I are both on that meeting, and I think Julie is too, no?
No, I'm not.
No? Okay.
Oh,
For the
Yeah.
Senior Expo,
no, yeah.
you want to be? The more, the merrier. Jeannie just gave me a list of people she wanted to chat with, so I just pulled those people together is all.
Yeah, and the
Definitely add.
last time I talked to Jeannie was in November, so we're due for it
Have
again.
they thought about having like COVID shot clinic at the Senior Expo?
Tell her that.
Well, both Aaron Roberts and Alana Erickson from the health department are also going to be in that meeting. So it might be something that's a great idea. I don't know the logistics and
Sure.
helping to make that happen, so they can bring to light, whether or not that's possible. So
Because there's a lot of people from the community that could, potentially get served who haven't been yet.
I think
And they-
that's a fabulous idea.
And she generally has a regular, fall flu shot.
Oh, okay.
So to do both, and I don't know what pharmacy that she's working with, but I know I had a conversation with JJ from Hometown, and he and his staff are always willing to go out and do presentations and clinics and things. So, okay. Anything else on the expo itself? Okay, then I'll take a motion to cancel our October meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, a second?
I'll second.
We have the Julies and
Yes.
together. Good. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to cancel our October 5th meeting. All those in favor?
September, right?
Or
October.
October
Oh,
5th.
October 5th, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, no October meeting. Okay, Bryn.
Actually,
sorry.
Judy, may I interrupt for a second?
Sure.
Because, in our previous conversations, we've talked about a few things in regards to, we talked about the ad hoc members, but I think we also probably need a couple more alternates.
Oh, that's right. I was going to cover that under other, but
Oh,
that's-
forgive me.
No, that's fine. We can cover it right now. We have the full slate of 9 members, regular members, but we do have 2 alternate positions open. And so they would be participating with the meetings as a regular member, with the exception of voting if we have a full quorum. If anyone is missing, as like today, we've got Mike missing, one of those alternates would fill that position as far as voting is concerned. So if you have anybody that you think might be interested, certainly let us know, and we'll talk to them a bit further about what their responsibilities are, and move on from there. Okay. Okay, so Bryn, ADRC information and other good stuff?
So I will share as I normally do. I'll just pass them. Actually, I'm going to save one for myself. The ADRC newsletter. It's just been over a year that the ADRC has started this, and I really cannot take any credit. We have amazing staff within the ADRC who's pour over, the holidays or the occasions in a month, or bring to the newsletter some sort of helpful information that we think the community would benefit from. So we also are taking some diligent efforts, if you flip over to page 3, and making sure that the calendar is updated. The reason that's so important is because obviously we're trying to make it accessible for people to get out and know what's going on, helping again to further reduce some of that isolation. But then also the EDRC website has the Google Translate feature when used in Google Chrome. And the more that we keep this up to date, the easier it is to be accessible to everybody in the community, which is a driving force of some of all of our work. But just trying to make sure that that's front and center of in our minds. We do also have an intro to some of our team members, which is nice because Jill is actually a newer staff to our ADRC, so it's even nice as me as a colleague to get to know her a little bit more. We are running out of staff though to highlight, so I think that what we might do in the future is consider collaborative partners. So Amro Community Center, the Oshkosh Senior Center, Menasha, and so forth, just to highlight some of our community partners so that those two are reaching the people that they need to. This newsletter is sent electronically, probably to many of you. We keep a very large listserv, and that also includes, oh gosh, so many faith-based organizations, hospital contacts, even our transportation providers and so forth. So we're trying to make sure that it's widely spread and widely shared. Last night, so it's a little bit late in pointing it out, but we did have our benefit at the Pizza Ranch to collect donations for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, which will be coming up in September. And I think those are the big highlights. It's full of a lot of information. I could probably talk 20 minutes on everything that's in here, but that's why I handed you the newsletter, so I won't take up too much of your time. And then it looks like here we have information about the 10-digit dialing code that will change October 24th. I will save one for myself and pass the rest around. It looks like as of October 24th, if you're not using the correct area code along with the phone number, you will not be able to connect. So all customers with the area code of 262-414-608 or 920 will need to dial the area code and telephone number to connect to local and long distance calls. So this is a sheet of information that probably holds a lot more detail for your specific situation, but also probably something in September we'll share again as a reminder.
Right, and part of the reasoning for this needing those extra 3 digits deals with a hotline that's being established, a mental health hotline. And we wouldn't want our calls not going through and all the other frustrations. So keeping people informed on that is what we're trying to do. Anything else with?
I'll just share, it's more of a personal note that I actually am resigning from my position with Winnebago County as the Aging and Resources Program Supervisor. My last day will be August 27th. It was a very difficult choice, but I think with the pandemic and children's needs, missing some school, I frankly also, shame on me, got very accustomed to having a telecommute option. So trying to find a work-life balance when I had to return to the office was a bit of a challenge, and we're in a very fortunate position that we have a small business that's growing. So a lot of different reasons and variables led to I just kind of needed to make a choice or continue to spread myself a little thin. So what that means as far as this group, I hope nothing. I will continue to bring all of the EDRC information. I already am all signed up on all their listservs. I'll be able to share a lot about their upcoming events and trends. And I also plan to participate in the AGEFriendly Committee, so being as involved in that as I can to help move that forward. And certainly will still be a part of this and be an active member, just more on a private note versus more of a professional capacity. And I did, kind of on the same vein. It maybe stood out to me personally because of what I was experiencing. But I did come across from the Division of Quality Assurance that there is an opportunity for starting a child care program in long-term care residential facilities now, trying to tend to the caregiver workforce shortage. So I'm going to do more research on that myself because I find it fascinating. But Bobby, I'll share the link and maybe we can just have a little discussion or throw out some highlights of that because I may be the only person, but I also suspect that there's a caregiver shortage that eventually is also going to need some sort of uplifting and some flexibility and tending to in order to meet the needs of our community in general. So I'll dive into that a little bit more and share what I can.
Lots of opportunity with that for multi-generational
Isn't it
interaction.
amazing? I just saw it yesterday and I would have sent it earlier if I had the chance, but I just saw it yesterday and I thought, wow, that's innovative and fabulous.
And E.B. Davis with Evergreen has been the partnership for a long time.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. Julie, I think you knew about it, didn't you? Or, I know your dad talked about it.
I don't know. I'm not sure how much of that relationship still exists.
Okay. I'm not sure how much is there,
Yeah.
but I know the seniors at Evergreen just loved it when the kids would be doing their little parades through the building or all the things that they could do back and forth. And when you look at the pictures from any of the facilities, when the school groups come in, and these seniors don't all have contact with their grandkids or great-grandkids, or maybe don't have any. And so it's kind of neat. So, okay. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to talk about?
And just give you our newsletter also and invite all of you to the Food Truck Friday event happening at the end of August, or August 20th, I should say, not at the end. And then in our September newsletter, we will also have a walk that is occurring on September 11th called Senior Souls. So that information will also go out soon. Both of these are fundraisers with our Friends group.
Are there any raffle tickets left?
Oh, yes, and
Oh,
we
there
are also
are.
selling raffles for the groceries from Piggly Wiggly. So they are being sold at the center.
I'm buying some today.
Okay. And that's also, so the three big fundraisers that the Friends have, the Food Truck Friday, our walk, Senior Souls, and then the raffles for the food, groceries for a year.
Okay. Well, just kind of, I have had several comments of how the public enjoyed the round robin sort of that we did with information. So we'll do that quickly and then I have one. So, Julie Kiefer, anything for the university or learning and retirement?
Learning and retirement is getting started again in the fall. We're trying to be as in-person as possible, but we'll see how that goes as the fall and numbers
Okay.
change.
Bella Vista has a luau on August 19th from 1 to 3:30. And Judy, if you come, you can wear that shirt. So it's open to the
I can
public.
loan it, or I can bring my friend Izzy and we can be the Bobbsey twins.
We're fortunate enough to have the senior center's ukulele players coming over to join us for the luau. So we're excited for that.
Good.
So Lindsay Temple with Edenbrook, and we just went through a very large renovation for our rehab and therapy gym. So welcoming tours, so anyone from the community that wants to come in and take a tour of our building, just call the main building number and schedule something, and we'd be more than happy to give you a tour.
Julie?
Home Care Assistance is having their annual picnic August 24th. You all should have an invite. So it's August 24th, starting at 4 at our Oshkosh location.
Okay.
I'm Heidi Bassford-Kirkhoff with Guardians of Tomorrow. We are a corporate guardian organization that services northeastern Wisconsin. I know I say this probably every month. Unfortunately, I still have to say it, that there's just a lot of fraud out there. And so if any of you feel that there is a neighbor or a loved one, or you're concerned about somebody being taken advantage of, whether it's a financial exploitation, or if there's somebody squatting in their house, I hear that a lot, where they've made a friend and the friend has moved in, even though the friend may be several decades younger than the person. There's just a lot of that going on. So please, if you have any concerns, you can contact the ADRC, you can contact Adult Protective Services with those concerns. And please, please, please don't hesitate to do that. Even if you're wrong, it's better to be wrong than to have somebody continuing to be violated and taken advantage of.
Jean?
Oh, I have nothing.
Okay. And I have one that I think is wonderful, and it goes back to July, and it's congratulations to Chief Mike Stanley with the Fire Department. He received the Fire Chief of the Year 2020 from the Wisconsin State Fire Chiefs Association. And then the Oshkosh Fire Department received the 2020 Safety Section Award as well. And that award is given to a department that commits to improving firefighter safety both on and off the fire ground, and which is something that the fire department certainly strives to do. And that new training facility that they have on the south side is great. So, I mean, Wisconsin and Oshkosh have got some really good things going. So, is there anything else? Okay, then our next meeting will be September 7th, and we're going to be covering how to contact the ADRC, sort of what goes on during those calls, maybe what's going on with the appointments that they make. Brenna's up to getting whatever that they can pull together to make it less threatening or intimidating for people when they make that first call and that first appointment. So with that, our next meeting date will be September 7th, and I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
To Julie's. We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone.